The future belongs to authors who are entrepreneurial. But at what age should you give up on becoming an entrepreneur? Let's discuss. Welcome to another Authorpreneur Secrets Live Masterclass. And today we're going to talk about, or we're going to highlight one of our Caribbean entrepreneur rock stars. And she is rocking with entrepreneurship at 80 years old. So you don't want to miss this session. You're going to be inspired. So stay tuned.
Let's welcome C. Ruth Taylor. Her mission is to raise up 10,000 winning Caribbean entrepreneurs by 2030 to ensure fewer books die in the minds of their authors, that more manuscripts become published legacies, and precious lives are transformed with the turn of every page.
All right, so we're going to change it up a bit. If you notice, my setting has changed. And what I'm going to do is each month, we take a break like from the series, and then I'm going to feature a Caribbean entrepreneur rockstar, because the aim of this channel and all the initiatives that I'm doing is to raise up 10,000 Caribbean entrepreneurs by 2030. And I believe it is doable, especially as we educate and encourage more persons to become first-time authors and then to leverage their books for greater impact and income. And if we get 100 publishers to partner with me to publish 100 books by 2030, we can achieve this goal. Together, everyone achieves more. So I cannot do it by myself. And so I'm looking for partners to come along this journey. And today's masterclass is going to be very inspiring. So in terms of my own entrepreneurship ventures, over the weekend, it was busy. And I'm going to talk to you about one of the things that I did and some lessons that we can learn. So you're going to learn some lessons from what I'm going to share this evening. So reminding you that a big authorpreneur event, so this is Authorship Plus event, is coming up. It's going to be live in person. I usually do more events online. I prefer online, but you cannot deny the power of meeting persons and connecting with people. It is more powerful. So on April 5, first Saturday in April, my publishing company, BambuSparks, is having our inaugural publishing summit and expo. And during this summit part, we're going to have the workshops, and we're going to discuss the A to Z of publishing careers. We're going to discuss entrepreneurship, book sales, marketing, you name it, and you're going to get one-on-one sessions. But in the afternoon now, where we have the expo that we can connect with the different publishing services providers that we need and supporting author services and others in the creative industry. We're going to do that, and we're going to have a multi-author book launch, right? We're going to have our award ceremony, and it's not too late to register. Register by March 31. Space is limited for the paid segment, but the afternoon is open. It's free to the public. Go to, I should type that, right? You want to go to BambuSparks. Let me create a little banner for that. You want to go to BambuSparks.com/Expo 2025. And you can register and pay online. And so I invite you to check it out. And it's an entrepreneurship event. We're going to be selling books, but it's not just selling books. It's an event that is based on books. and that is another way of leveraging books for greater income. So it's one of the entrepreneurship models that will be there. I'm sure people are going to have merchandise as well. And so if you're an author, a book lover, a creative, come on out. All right. So today, our featured entrepreneur rockstar is an incredible lady by the name of Dr. Clara Ricketts. I was at her 80th birthday and book launch celebration on the weekend. Now, do you think it is too late to go into entrepreneurship? Dr. Ricketts is telling us that it's not too late. I met Dr. Ricketts several years ago when I was her teacher. Back when the retirement age was 60, so having retired, she started a school for children with learning and behavior disorders. The school is called Shore Foundation Educational Center, right? And then her experience when she was almost 70, she did her or completed her doctorate, and she turned her dissertation into a book called Yes, They Can. And it's all about working with children with behavior and learning disorders. And that came out of her work. At that time, she was in special education for over 45 years. It's now over 5 decades, 20 years at Shore. She was principal for schools of the deaf in Jamaica, and she has done a lot. So if you think it is too late, or if entrepreneurship is just for young people, Dr. Ricketts is here to say not so. So she converted Yes They Can. She set up her Yes They Can Academy, and she started teaching parents and teachers with her book. She created a 6-week program. I think later it expanded to 8 weeks. I helped her to launch that. It's like book to course. She created a course around her book called Yes They Can. So the academy is Yes They Can Academy, and the course is called Yes They Can, and the book is called Yes They Can. And so she went beyond book sales. She created a course, and I think she taught the course maybe 2 or 3 times. She also got into speaking. She was invited to another Caribbean island to speak, and from time to time she would be invited to speak and to address the subject, and she gets to use a book. So this is a lady in her 70s at that time, embarking on entrepreneurship in your 70s. So one of the things, if you're healthy, as you age, you have a lot of experience and expertise. And forgive the dogs, this is live, and this ear is not soundproof. So you have a lot of expertise that can be now passed on and taught. And so your entrepreneurship model could become the book plus teaching. And that's what Dr. Ricketts did. Now, she at that time, she was still working with Shore Foundation. I think she's still working with Shore Foundation. And then her second book now, that was published in January of this year. And we had an unboxing, so to speak. We went through Amazon and we did both the paperback and the hardcover. We did the ebook as well. And what I did, instead of ordering request approved, we actually set like a scheduled release, right? So that the book would be released at a later date. It is ready but not visible to the public on Amazon to purchase. And so we were able to print copies, and she was able to look at the real thing, what it would actually look like. Not with the thing, it wouldn't have any note across that says not for resale. And so I caught that on camera. And then I'm going to get a little bit more into the story and told you how she used her birthday and the book launch to do an entrepreneurship thing on Saturday gone. So let me show you that little video of when she got her second book published in time. It was a lit while she was still 79, but it was supposed to be published for her 80th birthday. And so when she saw it for the first time, not just on the computer, I caught that. And let me show that.
Oh my goodness, where we from? Okay, yes, ma'am.
How is it? You love
Okay.
it?
Yes, of course.
Hold up the front,
of
let us
course.
see it.
And you know, I'm going to do a photograph with I'm going to do a photograph with it,
Oh.
showing it, the advertise.
Oh, you want to start promoting? Nice.
Yes, I'm going to start promoting, but I'm going to do the video,
Okay.
the photograph.
All
And
right.
then now, as soon as the book comes, then I start to promote it after that it's released.
Well, this is the real deal.
This is the real deal. So that is why before someone the baby.
This is what it will look like. This is the real deal. That was a beautiful clip. I want to look like that when I am 80 years old. Amazing. And so her second book is called I Testify. And of course, Dr. Ricketts is a Christian. But the fascinating story behind this book is that she told God that if he gave her 80 active years, then when she got to age 80, she would have a celebration of Thanksgiving to mark that occasion. And so that is in this book, and it came out with this book, I Testify. She's sharing her life experiences and all that has happened. So it says, I asked the Lord to give me 80 active years, and if he answered my prayer, then my 80th birthday would be a special day of thanksgiving and celebration. So if you are reading this book now, it means that I am in my 80th year or older, and I am still active in the world of work and in the church. So she's 80 years old, just published her second book, fit as a fiddle. She's still active in the world of work, actively serving in her church. She established her own school during retirement. So retirement is a time for reinvention. You don't have to think that your life is over. I mean, you don't have to be like her, but she's telling us what is possible. She pursued two additional degrees in retirement, including her doctorate, and now she has produced 2 books. She started a new school, and then she says, God has answered my prayer. Hallelujah, to him be the glory. Indeed, the book is an expression of my gratitude to God, and I hope that it will have the effect of inspiring you, the reader. And then at the launch, so it was the birthday and the book launch at a hotel, I was asked to play a part as the publisher. But what she did, let me put this over here, is that at the launch, she got into merchandise. So if you purchase a copy of the hardcover, so that's the hardcover, and that's the paperback over there. The paperback is matte. The hardcover is what they call case laminate. That's the type that Amazon produces. So it's not a dust jacket. With it, there were cups. I don't have a cup to show you, and there were pens. And so if you bought the hardcover edition in Jamaican, I think it is $5,000. You got with it a cup and a pen, and then the picture of the book was actually on it. That already is entrepreneurship, because you're creating products and services around your book. And I was so inspired by Dr. Ricketts when she got up to share and what others said. There are people already inviting her to come on a television program to share her story. This is at 18. You're not going down. In a sense, you're aging, but she's bearing fruit and she's strong. So many times, like we look in the Bible and we hear about these people who are doing great things as they got older. Moses at 80 took on a challenge of liberation. Elizabeth, in her old age, became a mother, and Abraham called at 75. And sometimes when we reach 40, we think our life is over. And like me, when I was approaching 40, from 37 to 40, and there were certain dreams I had that had not materialized. I got depressed about it. I was sad, and I decided that, I'm going to make my next decade greater than the first. And I kicked things up a notch. But here is this lady, 80 years old. You saw the picture. She is strong. She is healthy, slim and trim. Slimmer than me and very trim. And she's still active in the world of work where she is using her expertise. She's in good health of sound mind. And at 80, she has published her second book and she is pursuing authorpreneurship. What excuse do you have if you're younger? So I invite you to get Dr. Ricketts' book so you can read the story of her journey and how she adopted children, and one of her adopted sons were there, and you wouldn't know, they're just like her own birth children, and it was just such a blessing. And as I listened to her, the value of a book, one of the things she said is that God has done so many things in her life. She has learned so many things. She has seen so many things. It would be a travesty for her to pass away and not document these things for the benefit of somebody else. And she said at first, I wasn't publishing this book, she said, for marketing. I was looking at preserving this story, sharing this story so that others could be blessed. And that's what she did. At 80 years old, she is not just an author, but an authorpreneur. And she was doing the authorpreneurship thing in her 70s. So what excuse do you have? If Dr. Ricketts can do it at her age, you can. And so I'm looking forward to, sometimes when I come, I'm going to have these Caribbean Authorpreneur Rockstars live in the class. So you can ask questions, you can hear their stories. But what we're going to do, God willing, for 2030, we're going to have a big coffee table book and highlight the authorpreneurs. This book, the second to last, the last chapter has 9 authorpreneur rock stars. And I'm going to invite some of these persons on the show live to just share their authorpreneur journey. And then 2030, big celebration with our big coffee table book of Caribbean Authorpreneur Rockstars. And it's going to be called Caribbean Authorpreneur Rockstars. And we're just going to capture that. So again, if Dr. Ricketts at 8 years can engage in authorpreneurship, what about you? You're not too old to learn, to try new things. And if you're watching this, I want to know, how has Dr. Ricketts' story inspired you? Share it with a friend. I'll put a link in the show notes to her book. And remember, the summit is coming up. So that's it for today's show. It's a short masterclass. Keep saying show because it feels like a live podcast. So that's it for today's show. And each month, as I said, I'm going to feature a Caribbean entrepreneur rockstar, because what we want is to raise up 10,000 entrepreneurs by 2030. Remember, of making many books, there is no end. So go pen it to win it and dominate entrepreneurship. And subscribe. Ciao for now. Until next time.